I'm not doing this again. This guy's gonna hurt himself when he whirls around, and we're gonna... Ah!
Whoa! Ow! Oh!
It seems this man is destined to be injured here.
'Tis but a scratch. Don't worry about... Ow!
Please don't force yourself. Here, come and sit down.
It doesn't look like anything's broken, but I'd still say take it easy for a while.
Well, that won't do. I just got in a rush order, too.
For the ominous party that left for Grapp Keep, right?
How did you know?
Here we go again.
So what should we do?
It's not like we have a choice. We'll just have to deliver the food.
But if we do that, won't we?
Maybe if we... No, we have to do it.
Agreed.
Then let's prepare ourselves as best we can. Sir, I think we're gonna need more food than you have there.
And I need you to listen carefully to what I'm about to say.
All right.
We've found it at last! With this, the ultimate magic is...
Ominous, Artemia! We've got to get out of here now!
An earthquake?
We were still too late?
All together, Idia?
Oh, so we ended up here again. How's the exit?
Just the same as last time.
We're boxed in good and tight.
I was afraid you might say that. Fine, let's go and talk to them. Maybe they'll actually listen.
Idia! What are you here for?
Why, Idia here? For battle?
They don't remember anything.
So it seems. Oh well. That might actually be for the best. Listen, Ominous. It looks like we're all trapped here. There's no way we're getting through the rubble. Not without the ultimate monster magic. Femto Flare.
How do you...
But you still have to refine the incantation further before Bahamut can have any chance at mastering it. Well, that about cover it?
How could you possibly... You cheeky little...
Don't worry, I'm sure my father will.
Yeah, your dad is putting together a rescue party as we speak. Risotto, watch your step over there. You don't want to injure that foot of yours.
Right.
We've brought plenty of food with us. We should have more than enough, whichever way we choose to go.
Whichever way?
Choose?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Whether we choose to split the food evenly, or pin all our hopes on Ominous. Idiot! Tyrant! No right!
That's right! You just waltz in here, and you think you get to decide everything?
I do. Artemia, you think that the food should be split evenly among everyone here. And Ominous, you say we need to ensure that Bahamut survives and masters Femto Flare for the entire world's sake. I make my decision fully understanding both sides of the argument. But we don't have much time.
Careful, Idia.
Whichever choice you make, we'll be facing stiff opposition from the losing party.
Here we go again. What should I do?
What have you decided, Idia?
I have to bet on the Femto Flare. Idia! Serious? I'm sorry, Artemia. I understand how you feel, I really do, but... Idia, all life equal! Human to God, all same! All same! Idia, wrong. Wrong must be right. Artemia make right! Ranger Artemia battle! Make Idia right!
Welcome back.
Tiz, where is everyone?
Yu's right here. And Magnolia's safe too.
And Dominus and Bahamut?
They're fine. They woke up 3 days ago and have spent every waking hour in the baths.
And Artemia? The kids?
They're all fine. Ominous held on to one last fire and cast it to burn away some of the debris. It's not like everyone was completely unscathed, but really no more than a few scratches here and there.
Apparently Ominous managed to pull off Femtoflare a full 4 days earlier than we'd expected.
I'm sure we have you to thank for that as well, always coaching Bahamut.
And Artemia?
People seem to think she hasn't gone far, but who can say? You have regrets?
No. I know I did what I could. I chose what I thought was for the best. I know things aren't perfect, but right now I just want to celebrate the fact that everyone made it out.
Yeah, I can understand that.
What is the meaning of this? Right in the front hall. My, would you look at that? Wild boar and deer and... oh, so much! Miss Idia, look at all the game meat someone sent you. I hope it will help you recover your strength. Oh, there's a letter here as well. Let me see. Everyone alive. Respect. Idia eat meat. Grow strong. Then battle again. Roar. You'd best eat up. Someone is looking forward to a rematch.
Oh, honestly, does she like to fight that much? I'm starving.
Idia, you're late.
I'm sorry, sir. Wait. Why am I apologizing again?
Now then, allow me to bring you up to speed.
No, that's okay. I've got all the major points down.
Oh, some kind of master detective now, are we?
The murderer is within our midst!
Soames, get yourself under control, or I'll do it for you.
So sorry, Uncle. I've just always wanted to say that.
Well, he's not entirely wrong.
What is it, Idia? Does something not meet your satisfaction? We have Madame Golddigger confined to the upper floor, and a stiff watch on the only stairway that can reach her.
Good. Just don't forget that last bit.
Understood.
Kikyō, I'd like you to stay right here if you would. If anyone comes near you, no matter who they are, cut them down at once. Just trust me.
Now will you tell me why we have one of my men disguised as Madame Golddigger?
Shh! That's just between us. No one else can know.
Very well then.
All right. Now we just have to wait for the guilty party to get impatient and slip up.
A note? I shall follow where you go. This is the last words of Madame Golddigger?
She didn't die yet, you bozo!
Yet?
This long and still nothing? I expect you to blow your cover by now.
Sorry, but what are you talking about?
I was just wondering how the true criminal, or rather the man who would have become the true criminal in this case, might feel. If he would only let go of all of his jealousy and envy for other people's family lines, everything could be different.
Yunohana? I don't quite follow you.
What about you, Sholmes? Have you decided what you're going to do with your future?
Ponder as I might, I simply can't quite make up my mind. Am I best suited to the life of an inspector, tirelessly pursuing criminals through steady, thorough investigation? Or am I destined to become a genius detective, using logic and inspiration to track down the most evasive criminal masterminds?
You gotta pick one, huh? I think you should follow in Heinkel's footsteps. You'd make a great inspector. Now's not the time for you to be running around on your own as a private eye, with nothing to guide you but your hunches. Start off by working with people who have experience. Learn the ropes of how to investigate, then go from there. If you do that, I bet you'll make a great inspector someday.
Why, yes! When you put it that way, it's elementary! I'll train to become an inspector under my dear Uncle Heinkel's tutelage.
Kikyō?
I was asked by your parents to help you find a job, a sheltered little fool I barely have any ties to, but still I agreed to watch over you, even though I would rather do anything else, and this is how you repay me, you ingrate?
Kikyō?
And you. I knew you had more muscles than brains, but are you truly so foolish as to think that you could suggest that Sholmes become an inspector and it wouldn't end with you battling me, Idia?
Oh, give me a break. This silent sleuth ninja Konoe Kikyō appears. That's what you want to say, right? So let's get on with it already.
So I lost to you. Who'd have thought you were this strong?
Who are you?
The game is up, Whitson. There's no place for you to run.
What?
You hoped that I wouldn't follow my Uncle Heinkel in his line of work. You didn't want a formal investigation to uncover the truth. That you were here at this very fort 2 years ago. That you knew of a certain feature of this fort, and that you...
Let us end this charade.
Whoa!
When all you had was a laughable dream of becoming a private investigator, I could turn a blind eye. But when you finally gave up your ridiculous posturing and did some real detective work, you became quite the nuisance.
What have you done with Kikyō?
I don't have to answer to you. If you care so much, find her yourself.
Get back here! Oh! He got away.
And so they found the real Kikyō bound up in another of the fort's hidden corridors?
That's right. I'm just relieved she wasn't hurt. Sholmes says she was lured out by a false promise of information, then taken captive.
But in the end, we still don't know the truth of what happened?
Well, thanks to Inspector Heinkel's investigation, several facts have come to light.
Lord Gulliver's murder was the sole work of Madame Goldigga, who was after his fortune from the beginning. She heard about the hidden corridor from Whitson. Apparently those two have a history together.
She just happened to hear about it?
Whitson mentioned the corridors when Lady Goldigga told him that her husband planned to purchase Starkfort. Perhaps he also mentioned how ideally suited it was for staging the perfect murder.
A murder she then decided to carry out.
Whatever he knew or didn't know, Whitson hurried to the crime scene under the pretense of investigating with Sholmes. Then Madame Goldigga misread his intentions, thinking he was there to help her. She tried over and over to get him on her side. In the end, she even tried threatening him, though we'll never be sure with what.
But what about the note we found? I shall follow where you go.
There were quite a few theories flying around about that note, weren't there? The Madam might have written it, or...
The truth seems to be that Lord Gulliver wrote that note himself.
He did?
I guess coming to Starkfort and getting caught up in its history sparked the creative urge in him. That note was from a novel he was working on. They found the continuation of it with the rest of his belongings.
Oh, so it was just a red herring.
Forgive me. It's my fault for jumping to conclusions like I did.
Apologizing for a bad hunch? Who are you, and what did you do with the real Sholmes?
I'll take that as a compliment. Inspector Heinkel has been teaching me what it means to truly be a part of a real investigative team.
Sholmes, we have a case!
Yes, sir.
Go cordon off the scene and begin collecting evidence. I'll get there as soon as I can.
Yes, sir.
Crack that whip, Heinkel. Looks like you have some high hopes for him.
Well, as it turns out, his insight has proved quite invaluable to our investigations. The day might even come when he's the one ordering me around.
You don't seem too upset about that.
If you'll excuse me, I'm due at the scene. I can't let that sniveling little upstart think he's in charge quite yet. Be well, Idia.
It seems you chose well, Idia. Everything's working out wonderfully.
Yep. Not bad if I do say so myself. And I'm relieved that I gave Sholmes good advice for his future, too.
Excuse me, can I get a soybean mochi and another cup of strong tea?
Make that 2.
One for me, too. Let's make it 5 sets.
Coming right up!
But there's only 4 of... Oh.
meaning of this? Everyone knows that rice porridge is the only way to properly wrap up a meal.
I understand your frustration, ma'am. That said, I've never seen someone have rice porridge to wrap up a meal of fried rice.
Oh, Prima! Hasn't anyone ever taught you to think outside the... You! Yes, you there!
Oh, no, I'm not...
Yes! Let's sip those lips, shall we? I think we all know what I'm thinking. You do, don't you, dear?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Lee, you have just been named as Florem's interim superintendent of education. Congratulations.
Here we go again.
It's an honor.
Superintendent Lee.
Your task is to decide whether the new academy set to open in Florem should be coeducational or not. The supporters of a coeducational school are led by Mr. Sweaty Tracksuit and his patron, one Barras Lair. The opposition is led by Ms. Rhea Veeling, with the support of Einheria Venus. Both sides are quite passionate about their positions. The side you oppose will likely use force in an effort to change your mind. See that you are fully prepared, then come to the Western Hidden Village in the Twilight Ruins to render your final decision.
Just as annoyingly organized as ever. You have everything planned to a T, don't you?
You're too kind.
We'll be taking our leave then. Oh, don't worry. I know you can do this. I believe in you. Come along, Prima. We're off to the Twilight Ruins.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes! This vase is a pristine specimen of Golden Era Twilight porcelain.
Isn't that a mustard jar from a local alehouse?
Yes. At a glance, it does appear that way. But we cannot discount the possibility that it is a priceless artifact. Mark it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Really, though, just how long does she intend to keep me waiting?
And who might that be, ma'am?
That idiot girl! Hasn't she made a decision yet? While I could continue to expound on the wonders of Luxembourg's cultural heritage sites, I do have other important tasks on my plate!
Indeed, ma'am. If you could just wait another 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1!
Excuse me?
Well, it certainly took you long enough. We've been waiting, you know. Now zip those lips, no chit-chat. Tell me, Superintendent, what is your opinion of the situation? Come! Shall we separate boys and girls in the new school or not? Let's have it out of you, no dawdling!
Well, you see,
Enough waffling! Are you trying to vex me, you vexing vixen? Can't you make a simple decision?
Hang in there, Idia.
Take as much time as you need, Idia. After all, your choice is probably going to drag us into a battle against the losing faction.
Believe me, I know. Florem's new school should keep students separated by gender.
And your reasons,
It's true that Florem has established an equal rights law. Men and women can both make their homes here. And even the Sacred Flower Festival has... Oh, never mind. Just come out already. I know you're gonna show up.
That's right! I ain't going anywhere! Equal opportunities for men and women! One school for all!
Yeah! Equal opportunities for men and women! One school for all!
Do you even know what you're saying?
Was it truly one school for all? Oh, I do love history and culture, but this is the first time I'm hearing of such equal opportunities.
You better believe it, lady! Equal opportunities are what it's all about! Gotta give everyone a chance to really soar! You know what I mean?
Oh my! I do! I could not agree more! Sorry! Yes! Oh, I believe in you! I'm sure you can do it!
Huh? Do what? What's she going on about? Who is this crazy old lady?
Miss Yu DeWitt, Chancellor of Education from our campus.
Al's campus? Look, are we gonna settle this or what?
What do you mean, settle it? Why does everything have to be a fight with you?
Why? Wait, I've got it! Zip those lips and lift those fists! All right then, but I'm putting my money on these muscles right here! Yeah! I'm the holder of the Monk Asterisk! You got that? Barras Lair! Here to wipe the floor with ya! Yeah!
for you!
You scrawny little things beat me! I lost? Impossible! Best 2 out of 3, huh?
Forget about it.
Oh, come on! Why you gotta be so cruel, Lydia?
Yes, yes, yes. Very cruel, very cold, and very commonplace. That she is. Yes, yes.
Fine then. We're out of here. Come on, Betty. How many times do I have to tell you? It's sweaty! Sweaty tracksuit! See you around, idiot!
Sorry? Was that? Oh, my! You're the one in favor of separate education for boys and girls, aren't you? Oh, I've heard all about your stance from Superintendent Lee here. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Your ideals have thoroughly impressed me. Oh, yes, so splendid, splendid ideals. I'm quite committed to establishing Florum's new school with the genders divided, as nature intended.
I can't thank you enough, ma'am. And, what of Mr. Tracksuit? Will he be joining the faculty as well?
Ah, I see. Oh, yes, I do. It's only natural. Yes, it is. All that time fighting with each other, passions high as you fought for your ideals. Love blooms on the battlefield. Oh, what a joy! Don't let the good ones get away, my girl. Go running to his side right now. Go, go, go!
Yes, ma'am!
Do you think I chose...
The right side? I'd say so. I mean, look at all the happy faces around us.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'd say you have a future in education, Idia. Perhaps I should come work at this new school of yours.
Don't you start teasing me too. My tenure as interim superintendent ends today. Besides, what would you even teach?
Where to begin? Physics, ballistics, aerodynamics. All the subjects necessary for taking to the air and descending with force on an unsuspecting foe.
Whoa, that's some pretty heavy stuff.
And you expected any less of me?
I expected something... different.
I have a message here for Miss Anheria Venus.
A message? From whom? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's just hear it.
Yes, she says it doesn't matter. So let's hear it, Prima, out loud, if you would.
Yes, ma'am. Allow me. Dear Ianheria, I hope this letter finds you well. I must say your request has moved me. I would be delighted to have you as a student. I will instruct you in the womanly arts of flower arranging, tea ceremony, cooking, and of course how to manage a household of your own.
Huh?
That's quite enough. Consider the message delivered. No need to read any further.
Worry not. I promise that with time, we will make you into the kind of woman that any man would be proud to marry. Yours truly, the matriarch of Florem.
Wait, when you said you were here for your training...
Yes, indeed. It takes true training to be the perfect bride. You mustn't neglect your feminine side. Oh, don't you worry about a thing, dear. I believe in you. Yes. Even you can find a husband someday.
Ianheria, wait!
Maybe you should let her go.
After all, an honorable warrior knows when to show mercy to the defeated.
Come on already. How long do you plan on following us, Peller?
If you knew, you could have just said, so. That's smart, something terrible. Oh, me.
Well, what about you? You seem to remember us too, so why the Stalker Act?
I considered abandoning this tack, but quietly following you all seemed more considerate to me.
I can't tell if you're mocking me or just plain missing something upstairs. All right. So you're wondering what to do about your grandfather's previously undiscovered song, The Grand Ship. It's a song about those who live on the sea. A song about men's hearts and dreams, just like your grandfather wrote about in his last note. But the diva of the battlefield, Praline a la mode, also has her eyes set on the song. She came to ask you if she could make a new arrangement of it for her own repertoire. And Barbarossa, taking that as an affront to your grandfather and all true sailors, came to you to protest. Does that sound about right?
Yes, precisely. However, there's just one more thing.
Huh? What did I miss?
Neither seems to remember that we've been through all this before.
Seriously? Come on. You can tell us more at your studio. In the end, it doesn't matter whether or not those two remember.
Right. It's still just a question of whether you want to give Praline the go-ahead or not.
Don't I know it?
Hold it. Didn't you promise to knock off that whole singing while you talk thing?
I did. You'll have to forgive me.
Me?
Right. The issue at hand is the same. I must decide whether or not to approve Miss Alamode's arrangement. Whether they remember prior events or not should not matter. And yet...
You've seen what kind of opposition you'll face from the losing side.
That I have.
And you're not sure you have the guts to face them again, huh?
That I do not. Not one bit.
That sounds like a problem. You want her to go off somewhere to work on your music, right? The Witherwood, was it?
That it was.
Well, you can cancel that trip. Now then, I think there should still be one left over from that festival. Here.
A microphone and speakers? What's all that doing down here?
That red creep had all kinds of hobbies. You wouldn't want to guess what he did to entertain himself down here.
And what are you going to use it for?
I'm going to use this microphone to deliver my advice to Mr. Rockefeller here. And when I do, I'm pretty sure someone is going to overhear it and show up in a rage.
Then you beat them into submission with your manly strength, Idia.
Hey, what do you mean manly?
Praline is here in Florem, so she'll hear it for sure. But isn't Barbarossa off at sea somewhere?
Like he hasn't sent one or two of his mates here to see what Peller decides. Now, let's just get this straight. You're sure you want me to decide for you?
Most definitely. You know these two better than I do, Miss Idia. I gladly leave this mess in your hands. I know that Praline has a veritable army of fans around the world. It would be an honor to see my grandfather's work reach all of them. But I'm also most grateful for Barbarossa and the respect he has shown for my grandfather's last wishes. Given two compelling cases, it's too difficult for me to choose just one. Miss Idia, you're my only hope.
All right then, you asked for me. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Your grandfather's last song should be remixed and performed by Praline Alamode.
If you say so. Now, how much longer do I need to wait here? I have songs to compose.
Barbarossa's lackeys in town are probably trying to contact him as we speak. Even if he steers the funky Francisca here as quick as he can, it would take at least 5 days? A couple of weeks, maybe?
Huh? The song? But how?
Ye scurvy fools! What's this bilge water you're spouting? I just happened to have run my ship aground and just happened to send one of me boys into the city. Where he just happened to overhear your little announcement and report it back to me. You expect me to take this lion down?
Yes, what a coincidence. Look, I already know what you want to say.
What, you do? Well, what kind of foul sorcery is this?
You think that Arcapella's last song should be passed along to a real man of the sea, to be sung out upon the waves, like the bard wanted. And there's no way that annoying little slip of a diva should get her grubby, girly fingers on it. Isn't that right?
Aye, it is! So you're savvy after all! Go!
But that doesn't change anything. I'm still going to let Praline use the song for her own arrangement. Look, I know how important that song is. And I get that it was meant to capture the glory of the brave men who live at sea. Dedicated to all who understand the mysteries of the sea and the hearts of the men who sail it. That was Arcapella's message. But I remember something else the great bard once said.
That's right. The most important thing is to have fun.
After our compeller had taught all of his secrets to his pupils, that was the idea that he cherished most in his final years. The one thing he really wanted was for his music to bring people together, so they could just enjoy themselves. Praline used to use her music for evil, but she's learned her lesson. She's ready to live true to that ideal now.
She is?
She better be.
Look, I'm not averse to having a little fun. Just ask me mates here. But I'll never accept the ridiculous lyrics she put to that glorious sea shanty. They're an insult to every captain, living and dead. I can forgive some things, but this is a plank too far! So, our parley was for nothing, eh? Me mateys and I will show you just how wrong you are. Let's teach this little girl and her scurvy friends what a man's dreams are worth! Come on, boys! I ran away from home at 15 and took to the seas with a stolen galley. I braved waves great and small to reach the sea of corsairs. Hefting my axe on my shoulder, I battled my way to the top. Until I, hay-ridden Barbarossa, was named Vice Captain of the Eternian Black Fleet! I'm the only one here who can sing that song with the heart and spirit of one who's lived it! 生きる男の酒を繁盛と決めたなら今宵はお前と最後まで鳩場で叫ぶバカ野郎悲しかもめは泣いていた酒を伴侶と決めたなら今宵はお前と最後まで鳩場で叫ぶバカ野郎悲しかもめは泣いていた酒を今宵はお前と最後まで鳩場で叫ぶバカ野郎悲しかもめは泣いていた惚れたような美さお嬢さん最後まで鳩場でバカ野郎 悲しかもめは泣いていた。惚れた弱みさお嬢さん、今日もパン一酔いつれ、それが海に生きる男のロマン。酒を伴侶と決めたなら、今宵はお前最後まで鳩場で酒を悲しかもめは泣いていた。惚れた弱みさお嬢さん、今日もパン一酔いつれ、それが海に生きる男のロマン。酒を伴侶と今宵はお前最後まで叫ぶバカや悲しかもめは泣いていた。それが海に生きる男のロマン。I can still sing. 酒を伴侶となら、今宵はお前と最後まで鳩場で悲しかもめは泣いていた。惚れた弱みさお嬢さん、それが海に生きる男のロマン。 No, so a man's dreams have come to this.
Well, if it isn't crusty old Captain Barbarossa! Whatever would you be doing in a place like this?
Like you don't know. He came barreling in to protest your arrangement of that song, of course.
I know! I pretty much heard all of it from that mic of yours. I cut my rehearsal short just to come here, you know. You see, it seems there's been a big ol' misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding?
Oh, an insult to all captains living and dead! Why, have you even listened to my song?
Why, of course I mean, why should I have to? Heard one, heard them all, or all kind of...
Wait a minute. You threw this huge fuss and you haven't even heard her song?
Oh, Captain, my Captain, won't you listen to my song? I'll sing it just for you. We're holding rehearsal anyway.
Unhand me, wench! Well, I'll be! To think that salty old sea shanty could be transformed into this frothy thing! Why, me muscles just seem to be moving on their own! Fancy that!
What did I say, Captain?
I'm having the time of me life! Oh, and I never felt this way before!
I guess we can call this a happy ending.
I knew Barbarossa would put up a fight, but to think he hadn't even listened to Praline's song.
Why, he's a dancing machine! Look at him go!
I know we should have honored Arcapella's wishes, but we were lucky enough to know that the bard had changed in his last years. Your hearts are as one. The most important thing is to have fun. The grand ship may have been written for true men of the sea like Barbarossa, but thanks to Praline's remix, now it's a song that everyone can enjoy. Why, I just might have made the right call.
I too have no regrets.
Looks like everyone's getting into it.